So if you're new here, I went to the hospital with full intentions of getting a gastric bypass. And yeah, it didn't really go as I planned. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiri and today we are talking about what actually happened at the hospital, because it was kind of a wild ride, and also I'm gonna be doing some makeup because I have other things to film, so I just figured I would do this as like a sit down chit chat kind of deal, so you guys could figure out what actually happened in the hospital, because I haven't posted since the last update. So in the morning of the operation, the May 12th. Good morning. It is the day of my surgery today. I am excited. I am nervous. It is 5 AM and I'm tired. But I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to get some sleep between meals today. But we will see how that goes. I just wanted to show you guys that I am packed in this little handy dandy bag. I have just basic stuff really. I'm not the kind of person that I am the kind of person that would do that, but in this case I'm not gonna pack everything I have. I just packed one set of spare clothes, my information I got from the hospital, a journal, sleeping mask, my pills, extension cord. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna bother with too much else. And then apart from that, I'm just gonna bring my pillow, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So my twin sister's boyfriend is gonna drive me there, so I am just gonna load the car up and then I'm gonna be on my merry way to the hospital. I packed my bags. I brought my pills, a sleeping mask, a nightgown, change of clothes, charger, notebook, headset, and the binder I got from the hospital. So if you're new here, I went to the hospital with full intentions of getting a gastric bypass. And yeah, it didn't really go as I planned. As I said, I packed my bags, I packed everything, I felt ready, I was so ready, I felt like my mind was clear, I was made up, and got in my car, went to my sister's house. And it was like on the way there, I was like blaring Go Me music, you know, like I was so hyped for this operation, like really getting myself in gear. So got to my sister's house. My sister's boyfriend was driving me there. It was a very uneventful car ride. Pretty happy, excited, nervous, the whole shebang, you know. So I got to the hospital and I was greeted by a very, very nice lady who asked me to sit down, and as I planned it, my lovely butt cheeks in the chair in the waiting room, the lady, like the nurse, came out and called my name. So went in. Still at this point very clear in my mind what was gonna happen. Little did I know that was not at all what was gonna happen. But I got there, got to my room, pleased to figure out I was alone there, which was a huge blessing for me in my mind. Like I was gonna film, I was so excited, like I was gonna film for you guys, so I had some hospital footage to show you, and this whole deal. Also that was thrown out the window very fast. So then the nurse quickly gave me some clothes and asked me, so I understand that you're gonna be getting a bypass, and I said yes, that's correct. And she said, oh well, wish you all the best with the operation, and just call me on this bell thing, and she handed me this like neck thing with like a bell on it, and I could call if I needed anything. Perfect. So I get changed, I hop onto my bed, and I start, I just hop on Instagram or whatever. Then a little time passed by, and whatever, I was scheduled to be operated at 12. A little time passed by, then the surgeon came in. And the surgeon was a very nice man. He's the same guy I had the interview with, like not the interview, but the online call thing. It was exactly the same guy, and he looked at me for a little while and he said, so I understand you're getting a gastric bypass. And I said, yes. That's what we agreed upon. And he said, right. Just to let you know, he said, and I'm gonna be translating because it wasn't Danish obviously, but he said, just to let you know, had you been my daughter, you would have gotten a gastric sleeve. And I was like, oh shit. Well, and then I looked at him and he was like, I don't mean to confuse you any further. I just feel like if I didn't tell you this, I wouldn't be honest with you. I feel like it would be better if you got a gastric sleeve. And I said, well, now I'm a little unsure. And he said, well, I'm gonna be back here in like 45 minutes, half an hour, and then you need to have made up your mind. And he left. And my whole world just came down on me. Like, I did not know what to do or what to say, or like I went like probably 10 seconds after he left the room, I just started bawling. Like I was like out of it, like massively. I did not know what to do. So I called my mom, obviously, because that's what you do. And I talked to her a little bit, and she works in a nursing home. There was some nurses there and they happened to know him. So I told my mom what they had said, and she talked to the nurses and they said, well, you know what, we think you should listen to him because he knows best. For context, in the public system where I was before, I decided to do it by myself, or like in the private sector. They had told me pretty strictly that I needed a gastric bypass because of my diabetes and this and that and this and that. So I was very confused, because who do you listen to? Do you listen to the public system or do you listen to the private system? Like, how am I supposed to know this? You know, I'm not the surgeon, I'm not educated in this, I don't know, like, so, well, anyways, so next thing that happens is that I decide, you know what, I need to talk to this guy and I need to talk to the lady again. And I called the bell and a completely different guy came in and he saw me crying, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm not nervous about the operation, but now I don't know which operation I need, because like I'm just totally confused, right? And I think this guy looked at me and was like, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with her. And he called the original nurse in there. And so I talked to her for a little while. I just said I'm very confused, like I don't know what to do or what to think. And she said, well, you know what, the surgeon is done with the last operation. He was actually just having a break, but like he can come talk to you and we can take it from there. And I was like, well, I just poked myself in the eye. That's lovely. And I said, well, I would very much like that, because at this point, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So the surgeon came back in. At this point, both the surgeon and the nurse are in there. And they tell me, you know what, according to the newest studies, the gastric bypass and the gastric sleeve are gonna do pretty much the same for you in terms of your diabetes and in terms of your PCO. And now, if you have different information, that's totally fine. I'm just telling you what the surgeon told me, because I'm well aware that what you find online is not that. And that is also why I was so confused, because it's not what I hear or what I read online. So I then told him, you know what, I am not the one who's educated in this. I don't know anything about this. You're the one who knows stuff about this, and I would much rather you just tell me, listen up, this is what's best for you, than you want me to decide what's best for me, because I'm not educated in what's inside my body. So he said, well, in that case, I'm positive that you need a gastric sleeve. So I decided, you know what, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a gastric sleeve. And he also said that, you know, you can turn a gastric sleeve into a gastric bypass, but not the other way around. So I was like, okay, sure. That's what I'm gonna do. And yes, I know you're not able to turn a gastric sleeve back because back into like your normal stomach because your stomach gets taken out. Like there's nothing there for you to. Is my eyebrows crooked? Because there's nothing there left, so there's nothing there to like reattach things. So the reason why I ended up getting a gastric sleeve was that, again, it would end up doing pretty much the same for me. I would have none of the side effects from the gastric bypass pretty much, and in half a year or something, if I'm lucky, I'm gonna be out of medication completely, apart from like a vitamin pill or something like that. So I was like, you know what, that's what we're gonna do. So I went into surgery, and it was so funny because I got in there, and this elder lady who was in there, like, she instantly, like, she could obviously see I've been crying, but she instantly like came over to me and like put a hand on my back. She was very, very, very sweet, and you know, she just really wanted me to feel good. And like, I'm pretty sure she thought I was terrified of the operation. It had nothing to do with that at all. At that point I was completely fine. But you know, I let her take my hand, and you know, I got the anesthesia and stuff and whatever that's called, and I got put to sleep. So I woke up and had the surgery, and the surgeon came in and told me, you know what, it went very, very well and nothing went wrong and everything inside you looks very, very nice. I was like, okay, well, that's good to know, I guess. So that was great. Then I was very, very loopy. I called my sister, which I probably shouldn't have because I freaked her out because I was like, I was out of it of the anesthesia still. Talked to her for a little bit and then slept. And then I remember trying to find my camera, but I couldn't, like, my mind could not put a logical place for it to have been. It was in my purse. But you know how that, I don't know if you know how that is, but like, I was completely out of it. I couldn't find my camera. Anyways, so didn't film that. Went to sleep. When I woke up, there was someone else in the room too, and she was not doing well. So that's why I didn't end up filming there, mostly out of courtesy to her, because like she was not doing so good. Yeah, we didn't even get to talk. I didn't even introduce myself to her because like she was feeling so shit. So honestly, I was just sleeping for most of the time and stuff. I did on the second day use my phone and my headset and listen to or watched some Blacklist on Netflix. Or wait, Viaplay? Yeah. I watched some Blacklist and yeah, had a good time with that. Got home, you know, everything went well. I don't really have any bad side effects at all. I have thrown up a little bit, tiny little bit, but then it has been like either when I just got up or if I had too much to drink too fast. Because my biggest problem has been that, you know, I sometimes get very, very thirsty and I can't just drink a whole bottle of water and then be fine, you know, because the stomach is not that big. So that's not how that works. You can't do that. You have to take those sips. And that have been very difficult sometimes. So I got home, I started on a liquid diet, and it was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be, surprisingly, for me. I expected it to be sort of easy because I've been on this Nupo liquid diet. Some of you who has followed me a while will know that. Yeah, I was fully expecting it to be like that and really, really easy because of that. But the thing is, when you have to eat every hour, you don't really have time to do much else. All you do is eat and wait for you to be able to drink, and then you drink and then you eat again. So this is also why like this video might have some weird cuts and stuff, because then I literally have to go eat and come back. So, but from tomorrow I can eat a little less times throughout the day. Then I'm gonna be, today I'm 7 weeks No, not 7 weeks. I am 7 days, 8 days? I'm 8 days post-operation today. And yeah, I'm doing pretty good. The scars are closed with like some clasps, like you would hold together with paper basically. They look exactly the same. I was fully expecting them to being really annoying for me, but actually they've been really okay. Like I haven't felt, like I can feel them sort of if I move like a weird way or something like that, but normally in my day-to-day I'm fine, I can't feel them. So the toughest part for me right now is I feel okay. Like I feel fine. There's nothing wrong with me. For me, I could go out, you know, shopping or go to work or whatever, and I would be fine. Oh, another thing. Actually, when I woke up from the anesthesia, the first thing I remember happening was I got an email, and that was for my company telling us that they were firing half of their staff. Oh man. I was devastated. But with that being said, the experience in and of itself was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. I don't think that the surgeon handled me very well. Like in my book, if he was gonna convince me to get another surgery, he should have called me the day before and not like come in and try to convince me and then be like, oh, you have an hour, and then leave. You know, everybody would. Who would not freak out? Like, who would not freak out? Like, if you're that set in stone, I mean, more power to you and good for you and stuff. But I just, if I had any like intimate knowledge of the newest information about these surgeries, yeah. Sure, I would be certain, like I would know exactly what to think and what to expect and stuff, but no, that's not, it ain't it, sis. So yeah, I ended up getting a gastric sleeve on a whim. And actually I got home with all the wrong paperwork, because I got home with the paperwork for the gastric bypass still, and well, that's not true actually. I got home with the right paperwork. No, I didn't. I got home with the wrong paperwork. I got home with the gastric sleeve, or the gastric bypass paperwork. And then I called them up and I was like, so is there any way I can get it for the gastric sleeve now that that's actually what I have? And they were like, oh my god, we're so sorry, yada yada. But like ultimately it was like, I feel like I should have reminded them a little bit about that, but you know, I was out of it on anesthesia, so human error, it happens, I blame nobody. But yeah, and I have lost 6 kilos so far, so that's very nice. Even though it has been very hard, and my stomach makes so much noise, Jesus. But I guess that's just something I will have to live with from now on, because that it is what it is. But it's sort of weird, like so far I have not felt full yet, but I think it's because like you eat small portions all the time, so like you don't really get enough for you to be full, but at the same time like you don't get so little that you're actually hungry. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't felt full since the operation, but I have not yet felt hungry either. So it's sort of like very mixed, I suppose. Which I guess is good. I mean, why would it not? So yeah, now we're just like, tomorrow I'm gonna be able to have pureed food, which means mashed potatoes, which means tuna mousse, which means like mashed vegetables, and oh man, just anything that's like yogurt, protein drink, or like soup. Yes. I am so excited for that. Hasn't even been that long for me, honestly, but ooh, I think maybe this darker tone was a mistake. Well, but all in all, I'm pretty, you know, I'm very satisfied with how everything turned out, and you know, I think this is gonna be really great for me. I'm really hoping to get everything under control now and stuff. Like it's but it was a roller coaster ride for sure, and also because I didn't know if my sister would give birth while I was in there. But she still hasn't given birth, so Guess I didn't need to be worried about that. But I am very excited for that as well. She is currently in hospital. They are probably gonna have to pop her water, to be fair, but I am still super excited about it. Super excited to meet my little niece, the new little angel in my life. I don't even think I told Sandra any of this about the surgery. Well, maybe I did. Honestly, I can't remember. But the days get really blurry. Also, I had this lady of a Facebook group, she messaged me totally random, and because I was posting in like a gastric sleep group, and she messaged me like, oh, so it looks like she had like the time of surgery right before me at the same hospital. I was like, wow, that's a total coincidence. That's so crazy. So we have been messaging a little bit back and forth, which has been super nice. And then what happened after was what happened after the surgery was that I could have sworn, like I told my boyfriend even several days after the surgery that I had texted her when I woke up and asked how she was doing, and I was like, oh, but she never responded to me, maybe I said something wrong, like maybe something, and it never crossed my mind to actually check if I have ever sent the message, and I didn't. So like 3-4 days after I finally sent her the message I have been meaning to send her all along, asking her how she was doing. Luckily she's doing very well as well, so that's really nice. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and, you know, finalize the video with my final thoughts and what's gonna happen moving forward. Alright guys, that was my makeup for the most of it. I did not do lashes or eyeliner because I'm filming another video right after this one with some magnetic eyelashes, which I'm very excited to try. But yeah, also I'm gonna go grocery shopping for some things I can mush and mash tomorrow. I am so excited. And yeah, if you would like to follow my journey moving forward from here, feel free to subscribe to my channel and like this video so I know that you saw and enjoyed this content. And without further ado, I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!